Alright, hello. I'm very awkward for a time being, usually, because I'm always like afraid of being perceived sometimes. Anyways, my name is Harmony, and this is a space where we talk about comfy reflections and realizations, just exploring who we are in our being and through this time growing up. Like, I'm in my early 20s officially. 1 year in, baby girl. It's been a rocky road since 18. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, is that not included? Nah, by 19 I was like really through some shit. But yeah, now 21, definitely going through life as I'm going through life. But I just wanted to talk, like really just wanted to talk, do like a little comfy talk sesh about life. And I decided to come out in nature. I usually do this in my car. Like, I make videos of myself just talking because it makes me feel better. Like, is that crazy to say? Like, it makes me feel better. It makes me feel like I'm speaking to a therapist, maybe. Like, I've never had a therapist, but like it feels like I'm speaking to a therapist, and I'm kind of like letting everything go by just letting it off my chest, because I'm a huge talker. I'm a huge talker to myself, especially, and when I feel like extremely comfortable with people. So like, I'm a huge yapper, yap, and I like to talk. And I like to talk about anything. I like to talk about everything. Dude, my neck is low-key, like, I don't know. I think I'm having like an allergic reaction or something, but yeah, like I love to talk. So this is about what's been on my mind lately is uncertainty. I've been going through a lot of like different phases of my life recently where I'm just like, what is happening? And I've been watching Insecure lately because I'm like literally through that phase. And it's interesting because people always say like summer, like you're like more in a, like you're in a better mood, but I feel like every summer that comes around I kind of feel like I somehow lose myself, because it's like you're having a great time, you're having fun, but like, I don't know, something about it, at least for me in my experience, summer has always felt like sad. I don't know, maybe it's recently because I feel like I don't have much of a community around me. Like, I'm always with myself. I'm always like by myself. Like, I have friends, and you know, my friends are like in college, you know, some of them are in a whole different state, and that kind of makes me feel like alone sometimes, because I'm like, some of my closest friends were made in high school and I'm in college, but it's like I never really got that experience in college. I haven't got that experience in college where I'm like dorming there. Like, no, like I go to school and I leave, and I go to uni, but like I go to school and I leave. Like it's so hard to make friends. But like, that's beside the point. I don't mind being by myself. I love being by myself, actually, but I feel like I've come to a point where I'm so comfortable with being by myself that it's low-key, it's not a problem, but it's a problem. It's like, girl, get it together. Like, you know, I'd much rather be by myself. And it's like when I'm with other people, I feel like I overthink, because I do feel like I have some sort of like social anxiety that I've actually more so addressed now. You know, it's weird because I would have this social anxiety. Like, I know I had social anxiety growing up, because I don't even know what is the definition of social anxiety. Do you get, like, is this something that is diagnosed? I don't know. I say I have it because I get anxious. I mean, it's like, I don't think it has to be a diagnosis, bro. I'm a little broad, but let's get back. Yeah, but when I would be around my friends, sometimes if I'm like hanging out with somebody like one-on-one, I'm like, okay, like it's cool, but I feel more reserved. I feel like again, under a microscope. I was saying this the other day, how I felt like I'm just like always growing up, I felt like I was under a microscope. Like everybody was looking at me and staring at me and like judging me. And judgment became a huge thing for me growing up. Judgment is something that has kind of ruled my life. And I don't know when I started paying notice to it, but I've been on my spiritual journey for years at this point. I started when I was 16, I believe. Dang, that bird sounds mad. But I think I was 16 when I started my spiritual journey. And I think that was in 2020. Yeah, when the pandemic happened. And I feel like that really scarred everybody on top of that. I definitely go from topic to topic very fast, and I just be yapping, okay? But yeah, 2020, I was like, that's when I started my spiritual journey. And now I was like on and off. Like there was a point where I like really like cut my spiritual journey, like put a pause, like, and took back everything I improved on. I was young after all, so it was after like my first relationship, and that broke me into 1,000 pieces. Okay, I was very vulnerable, and I feel like that's when I changed for life. That was like a pivotal point where I changed, where I was like different, and still to this day I'm like, damn, I did feel like I was a lot happier before that happened. Before I kind of like, I was so hurt. I'm a very emotional person. Okay, Wind. I'm a very emotional person. Always have been since I was a kid. So it's getting cold. So that's how I always have been since I was a kid. So when I like put my all into, you put your trust in a stupid hoe, how you figure, literally. Literally what happened to me. So and after that, yeah, I was like broken, but that also comes with like childhood trauma and things that I've dealt with in the past too, with like home life. So I was saying something and now I forgot what I was saying about uncertainty. Let's just continue. Where was I? Yeah, since I was a child, it's always been that under the microscope, the anxiety, like literally. So yeah, and I feel like it just progressively got worse over time, and now I have like anxiety over stupid stuff, but then I'm also aware of it. I'm not gonna say it's stupid because it's obviously been ingrained in me, like growing up at this point. Like it was something I had. I felt like judgments ruled over my mind when I was a kid. Like I had this one time where this was in school. Okay, this one I was like, that I don't know if I can cuss. That stuck with me, okay? It stuck with me. But I was in class. I believe I was in 5th grade. There was a class discussion, and you know, you raise your hand, you answer the question. I raised my hand, I answered a question, and I answered it wrong. I don't even know what the hell we were talking about, but it was something about history, and I answered it wrong. The whole entire class laughed collectively, and from that point on, literally, I think it was really from that point on, it was a collection of things, but that was my what's that moment where it's like, and it changes the trajectory of your life? What is that? They say it on freaking, I forgot. I'll remember. But that was, after that point, I was like, oh no, honey. I will never ever go out on a limb. Because I'm afraid of being embarrassed. I did not like feeling embarrassed. That was my emotion that I felt overpowered me. Embarrassment. And I don't know why embarrassment kind of like that was what is. I know that there's certain chakras. I'm not entirely sure, but I know that embarrassment is coupled with something else in your chakra, or it's like the same as, I think, shame, right? Shame and guilt. Yes. And I felt a lot of shame and guilt in my life, and embarrassment. I mean, added to that, I guess, to the grand scheme, yeah, I had a lot of embarrassment. So I was embarrassed from that point on. I was like, hell no. Like, I'm not speaking out in class. I'm gonna be like the shy girl. And I really was like, I started to become the shy girl, like did not talk, did not say anything, because I felt, again, like I was under a microscope. Like every little thing I do is going to be like laughed at, and to me that was embarrassing. And I don't know, I guess that social acceptance was something that I really needed, and to this day I'm still struggling with. Now I'm a lot better with it, but I still get anxiety. Like I still force myself to do things that I normally would not want to do. It just like makes me like like, but I still do it. I do it, and sometimes I still feel uncomfortable in it, and I feel like it's also coupled with those thoughts that constantly just go racing. And it's like, oh, you just did this, you just did that, like just that critic, that inner critic that will not stop judging you, and it's hard to like detach yourself from that, because you kind of grew up with that. You grew up with that inner critic, and you listen to that inner critic, and that inner critic made you someone that you are not. And I'm about to cry. I'm emotional. I'm always emotional by myself, though. Like I never can get emotional with other people, because unless I really, 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 really trust you, like, because I will feel like, oh my god, this is embarrassment, bro, embarrassment. But yeah, that inner critic literally forms a person that you do not recognize, that is not you. Like you build a whole persona around people's judgments of you. Isn't that ridiculous, bro? Like I think that's so ridiculous. And when I think of that, I'm like, Harmony, who are you? Like stop. It, when you say that out loud, it sounds absolutely okay. The sun is going down. I should have stayed over there, because low-key the sun, once it hits those trees, it's over. It's right in my eye too. But this tree was calling my name. I will go back to her over there. She probably mad at me though. But anyways, yeah, you start to build a persona that literally is not you. And it's sad, because then you have to unlearn that personality. You gotta unlearn the things that built this mask, this shield up. It's so now I'm like starting to understand, like, you gotta let go of the shield. And even when you're in uncertain positions, as I am right now, a lot of stuff has been happening in my life, like at a rapid rate. Like everything is like, and I know people say, like, once you reach a different part in your spiritual journey and that starts happening, like good things are coming. But like I'm starting to feel the weight of like everything kind of collapsing, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting scared. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I want to cry. And then I'm like, well, you're thinking from this worldly dimension, but then it's like you really have a deep knowing in you that doesn't want to do something, but it's like you have to do it to get by in this society. So it's just like, it's frustrating, but I realized today that I was starting to like internalize that and be like, this has been, I don't know if this is the right terminology, I'm trying to use big words, what I don't have in this reality somehow is equal to my worth, and it's not. And I'm like, stop, like you're dimming yourself down right now because you feel like you're in an uncertain position, and you might be, and it's difficult, and I understand, but you're doing yourself a disservice when you start picking at your being for things that are of this world and that are within this matrix. And yes, it's important, but just know that with alignment, things will come into perspective. Align your energy. Once you put your energy into that worry, it's going to, once you put yourself into that worry, it's going to eat you up like bad. And then it's just going to keep you in this state of mind where you're constantly worrying about your situation instead of thinking of it from a different perspective, and you do something about it, and things will come to you as long as you trust and you believe. But the more you worry, the more you stress over worldly things, the more worry and stress you bring towards you. It's the energy you put out, and it's an amazing thing. The energy that you put out literally reflects back to you. And sometimes, and I will say, I have been in like a point, like I recently took the roomies, and it was just the gummies. Like I usually take, my boy wasn't answering, he was not answering but the person I get, anyways, so when I did it, the gummies, I was like, I kind of felt like shitty the whole time. I felt terrible about myself, and I was like, damn, like just about my mood. I didn't feel happy. And I mean, I feel like I still kind of have that feeling. I'm gonna have to move soon. I still kind of have that feeling, but I'm also like, I feel a little bit better. The things that were in my physical reality were honestly putting me down, and I felt it, and it was not fair. Simply. And I was accepting of behavior that it kind of put a damper onto me. Whether that be work, it's like sometimes when you are constantly around that energy, and it's like you feel like your back is against the wall, because you're like, well, I need this, and like if I don't, then I'm gonna have to worry about this, like that survival mode kicks in so fast. But then in that moment where in moments where you feel like you're completely disrespected, it's like, hold on. It's like you kind of literally form into your higher self, or like you come in from your intuitive space where you're like, hold on, I'm not accepting of this, and this is not going to continue. So it might be best for me to get my up out of here. Okay, like I just quit my job. I just quit my job, and I'm a little worried. Like, I know things will be okay, and I know like everything will line up, but I am in a space of uncertainty right now. So, I mean, it's only been it hasn't even been that long, but that's what I mean. It's like when you kind of wrap yourself around these worrisome thoughts, it's gonna leave you in a place of worry. But your material belongings are not the ruler of your life, and I know that. And it's like, well, in order to live comfortably, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to make sacrifices. But sometimes certain spaces are so toxic, and it will be in your work life, and I've never had that. It was just like really annoyed me. It really irritated me. It really annoyed me how I just felt like invalidated. Every time I come to work, I felt like I was being picked on. It was just like, this is not healthy, and it's really starting to like put a damper on my mood, like on my everyday, especially going back home. And I still live at home, and it's already a lot at the cribbo. Like it's already a lot over there, and then at work too. Like it was just like and it's kind of like you get in this phase where you're just like, you know what, I'm fed up of all of this. I'm done. And it's like, was that impulsive or was that the right decision? And right now at this very moment, I feel a whole lot better. Obviously I need to get mine, but we'll figure that out. We'll get it done, and I know a better opportunity will come to me, and I know that I'm gonna put the work in to find something that is better for me, that's meeting me at my frequency, because it's just to the point where I have to take I need to take a new step in life, I do. But in these times of uncertainty, always tune into yourself and know that you are still loved. You are still loved. Your love does not go away because you don't have that, and you don't have this, and you don't have that. Who gives a damn? As long as you love yourself and pour into yourself and make sure you're looking out for yourself, that's all that matters. And I believe that self-love is the best love, is the love that everyone needs in their life. When you start to love yourself again, you begin to be unapologetically yourself. And it feels good. It feels good when you can rip that mask off, you can rip the armor off and just be like, this is me, and I don't give a fuck. To be quite frank, like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. And there's just something that's so powerful in that. And a lot of people show envy to that, especially in this day and age, especially growing up in the digital age. That also played a huge role in how, I guess, Gen Zers grow up thinking about themselves. It's crazy. And there's a lot going on in the world. And on top of that, there's just a lot going on in the world. It's a weird time to grow up from a child to now, and like having so many historical moments happen. And I know this happens in maybe every generation's lifetime, but it's crazy. Like, I think it's getting scary territory. Like, it's not even getting scary territory, it is scary. But let me not speak more on that, but it's scary. So yeah, growing up in this digital age, you're always placing your worth in how people see you, and the sun is going down, so I'm gonna leave soon, but your worth is not in that. So yeah, it's important to pour into yourself during these times, to pour into yourself, to not let go of yourself. But yeah, stepping out of insecurity, stepping out of that anxiety feels a lot better. And when I do act and when I do things that make me feel uncomfortable, still to this day, I still feel a little bit better, because I'm like, wow, I did it. Like even when it comes to standing up for myself, sometimes I have a hard time standing up for myself, given the positions I've been, or just like the people pleasing. It's just like, when I'm like, that felt good, I'm like, it's cool, but I still get that anxiety before I have to do something that is super out of my comfort zone. I feel like it's also removing yourself from that mind frame of being like, this makes me super uncomfortable. When you already have that in mind, you're gonna feel uncomfortable doing it, but you're gonna feel relieved afterwards. Just think of that relievement where you're like, okay, I did it, and I know I'm gonna feel relieved after, so I should do it. Instead of going to the, no, just go straight to like, but you'll feel better when you do it. You know you will. So yeah, the sun is like officially going down. It is so pretty here. I love it here. Yeah, but I decided to film outside. This is not something I usually do, but look, again, placing myself into uncomfortable situations, looking like a crazy woo-woo woman, and I don't care. And I actually don't look crazy. Like, nothing is crazy in LA. I gotta say that. You will see some crazy ass shit, and somebody will just like look and continue their day. Cause I mean, it's like crazy shit happens all the time. all the time, and that's just LA. So yeah, but that's my talk for today. I think I'm gonna wrap it up because I'm definitely like want to bask in this now, and I have no more words to be spoken. Yo, I came out the vault. Okay, but yeah, this is gonna be called Comfy Reflections and Realizations. I mean, I don't know really what I talked about. But no, I talked about a lot. We talked about anxiety, we talked about being yourself, we talked about the digital age, we talked about childhood. And yeah, anyways, thank you. I will post this. I literally got ready today to post this, so I'm going to post this. But I'm doing things again that brings me uncertainty, but love yourself through the uncertainty. The uncertainty is a beautiful thing. You're going out into the unknown, the uncertainty, like, and it's okay. And it's okay. God got you. God got you. Okay. God, the universe, everything. So yeah. By the way, I'm not religious, but okay. We're gonna wrap this up. But I also wrote myself a little something before I started this episode. Be yourself. You shine bright and life flows better that way. Be you. Remember, you love you. You've worked so hard and been through so much with you. Water yourself. You are blossoming. Positions in your life are not equal to your self-worth. I know what I'm trying to say, but it didn't ring. You got this. Stop doubting and say yes to stepping into transformation. You did the inner work, now it's time to apply it to the external. Regardless of how people perceive you, fuck 'em and love them because you love yourself, boo-boo. Yeah, this is Comfy Reflections and Realizations, and it's time for me to go. My name is Harmony. And actually, I'm gonna stay here and talk to the tree. But yeah, my name is Harmony, and this is Comfy Reflections and Realizations. Thank you for watching. If you did watch the whole thing through, you're a real one. If you clicked on this video, you're a real one. Thank you. Bye. How beautiful it is right now. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say it again because the other part was too bright. But I'm just gonna show y'all how pretty this is. Sunset. Look at this, bro. I love it here. Oh my god, bro. And this is not even the what? This is not even all of it. That's what I'm just trying to say. So pretty. So freaking pretty. Peace and love.